Okay, we're up and running finally. Welcome back to whatever it's going to be, D&D. So when we last left the group, Nidhi, Maravar, Orson, Klim, and Grubneck were making their way home back to. I forgot the name of the place. It's been so long. Anyone from the game group that can remember it?
Sorry, we were on our way. Sorry, last time I remember we
Eriewode.
Eriewode. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just type that in for the new guys so they know what the name of the place is, because that's where they're going to meet you. Okay, so you're trudging back towards Eriewode. You've just dealt with the troll. It's going to take you 3 days to get back. In that time, on the second day, an elf from the rear approached the group, stopped around about 50 yards, and Nidhi went back over to him. Some sort of discussion, you guys couldn't hear it. She looked around at you guys. Her face normally is, quite, it's either like you can't see what the emotion is or she's angry at you, and that's what you guys tend to encounter with her. So she sort of stomps up, she grabs her gear, and she says, at the moment, in a very gruff voice, "I can't go back with you, I'm needed elsewhere." And she decides to take Grub with her. She doesn't take long to say her goodbyes. She says as soon as she can she'll catch up, but she doesn't know when that will be.
Farewell, companion.
And she just simply turns and doesn't wave or anything. She said her piece, and then she moves off with this. Okay, so it's a young male, black-haired elf. That's about the only thing you can sort of describe on him. Otherwise dressed very similarly. Maravar, you remember him from the group where she encountered her sister, or half-sister I should say.
Yep.
She was part of that group of elves. It didn't seem to take too much convincing, but that is, so Nuri sort of heads off south again, and you guys are left there wondering what the hell was all that about and what's happening next. So guys, what are you up to?
Well, and that was unexpected. Maravar.
Yes.
Did you get the chance to find out what we came here looking for?
God, I can't even remember that.
Okay, so what you went south to see if there was any issues. You were looking for a river that emptied out into the ocean for the underground catacombs that you discovered where you disposed of the orcs.
Yeah, and we came across the trolls.
Yes, after Maravar and Nidhi had met in the elves in the forest.
Yeah.
She was trudging back when the troll attacked, and she managed to get back and you guys managed to defeat it.
And then were we heading back to town, were we?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I can't remember why we did that, but okay.
No, that's all that happened. So you sort of caught up. I'm going to be writing up a PDF on it, and I'll send it out to everyone so they got all the facts and all that sort of stuff, as well as the background stuff about the place. But anyway, so you're trudging back towards Eriewode. You sort of the 2 days go past pretty quickly. When you are sort of approaching Eriewode, you can see a sort of a pall over it. And as you come along the coastal line there, as you get towards Klim, you can see your mentor's tower. Over this side here, there's a huge gaping hole which people have sort of tried to cover with sheets or something. You're not sure what, but something quite catastrophic has happened. The pool, it turns out to be sort of just some residual smoke. um, all dotted along just behind the walls. There appear to have been fires. Um, as you look down, you get the impression that there was some sort of attack.
Well, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, team.
It looks like someone had fun while we were away.
So, what are you doing now?
I must head in the direction of the tower.
Okay.
I must determine whether my master is alright.
Okay. So the group, you can sort of watch over the cliffside and looking into the town, so seeing anything else if you want to wait for him for a little bit, or do you want to just leave him behind at the moment?
No, I'll hang around and look around, see if anywhere in the town is on fire.
No, the town's out of fire now, but there's been some sort of significant fire previous, and the walls look like there's been attacks. Muravar, if you can give me a wisdom check, please. 46. Wisdom or less. No.
Ooh.
You can't, unfortunately, see anything there. Okay.
I've got two important questions, Steve.
Yep.
Is my smoke shop okay? And is the druid circle not on fire?
You'd have to go the other end of town to see if the druid circle's okay or not. Your smoke shop. Because it was much deeper in. I thought it was sort of somewhere in over here somewhere.
Got no idea where it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in there because your tavern that you go to somewhere over here, and the smoke shop, drug shop, whatever you want to call it, was sort of roughly the same side, same distance from the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Hello? Sorry.
Yep.
I'd like to observe if the population seems to be kind of out and about and what the general demeanor
Not
is.
many people. You can see the sheriff's men. They seem to have other members of town who are accompanying them. You can see some damage to the first tavern, not Orson's tavern. Chapel, church. That's definitely taken some damage. Orson's church doesn't seem to have taken any damage. Klim, you do your magic to gain access into the tower. Immediately you've got two of his other apprentices who are younger than you. His other apprentices, they're like hands ready. They've got their journeyman's wands in their hands, sort of ready to go at you. Then they realise who it is. They both rush up to you and they talk so you can't understand a bloody word because they're both talking at once. And then have we given a name to your opponent in the magic school?
No.
Okay, well, it's him. We'll get a name. It's him. He sort of walks down the
Give me a name. Give me a name from Harry Potter. I don't know anyone from Harry Potter. Never read it or seen it.
You fool of them took, man. For fuck's sakes, go read Harry Potter. Get lost. I digress.
Okay.
It can be Ronald, mate. Ronald, the greatest adversary.
Right, Ronald the Took. That's his official title. Ronald the Took.
All I'm thinking is Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, Ronald the
Not
Took.
far off.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Ronald sort of moves, as he does always, haughtily down the stairs, which has taken some damage. He's a bit scruffed up, as is the other two apprentices, and he says, well, look who's finally deigned to show up. Where were you when we needed you?
Well, quite clearly, I am the superior magic user out of the two of us, so I was off adventuring.
Ha! Well, if you're a superior magic user, you would have been back here, weren't you, protecting our mentor?
Oh, that was your job, mate, and obviously you failed. Where is he?
Well, he's not here, is he? He was taken amidst the attack.
What attacked you?
We're not sure. We think it could have been the raiders from the north. They seem to move in from the sea. Then they attacked, and then the master tried to use his magics to repel them, and they responded with their own dark magic. and he was taken then.
Puzzling. They've never used their own dark magic before.
No, they haven't. It's of great concern. And
To the library. Take me to the library.
there is no library. You notice the hole in the building?
Awkward. Okay. You think?
He says.
Which way did they go?
Out to sea. He says, it's not like they went into land, did they?
Well, let's get a boat. I know some people.
Okay, you go on your wild goose chase.
Meanwhile, you fix the tower.
He says, as the senior apprentice, I have been given the job of being the resident magician. Acting resident magician.
You be a magician and continue to pull rabbits from hats. I'll carry on being a wizard.
Have you got anything sensible to add to this conversation?
I told you I'm going to go and find the master. I'm going to take one of these apprentices with me.
No, they stay here to help protect the city.
Okay, worth a try.
Right.
I need to go and find a boat.
Yeah. You know, in the bedrock beneath the tower is where the master kept some of his magic items. You and Ronald have both seen it. You don't know how to gain access to it, and there would be some good items that you could use there, but you have no idea how the hell to get to it.
Alright.
Although you haven't told Ronald that, I guess.
Ronald.
Just want to confirm I'm elsewhere, right?
You're basically outside the tower waiting for Clem to come out.
I might go see what all the fuss is about
Where?
inside the tower. With, what's
You
going on
get to
there.
the door is shut.
Ah,
It doesn't appear to have a lock on it. Actually, yeah. you
rat
don't
a
know.
tat tat.
Someone's knocking on the door. Clem.
Oh, wait. I think I know who that is.
Right. You've become prescient.
Yep.
He can't come into the tower because it's got magic protection. There's only about 3 or 4 people that can enter the tower who are not magicians. Oh, he can
I'll
come
just-
into the
I'll
tower
ju-
and find out what happens.
I'll just yell out to him that because we are yet to discover diversity in the Mage's Tower, we're unable to allow him in.
Okay. Are you leaving the tower, or are you gonna stay there for a while?
No, I need to do some. Need to do some thought about how I gain access to the Mage's chamber,
Right.
and I may need Ronald to help me.
That's going to be interesting, since both of you are at each other's throats most of the time.
Let me ponder some script to try and
Okay. So, Lucky, having heard Clem's words, are you wanting to do something else instead of wait?
Yeah. Perchance would one of you fine fellows know where I could get a magical item appraised?
I point at the tower.
That's the tower you can't get into. Yeah.
Goddamn wizards and their monopoly.
Yep. That's a bit of a bugger.
Yep. Out of curiosity, do priests have similar capabilities?
I don't think they can identify. They can only detect magic, I believe.
Oh, do I need to be a certain level to be able to detect magic? I don't think
you
I
have to
actually. I
need a
don't think
spell.
I have it. Yeah, I don't think I've got it.
No. Ronald does. Both detect and identify.
Ronald, old buddy.
You don't know
Whoa.
that, though.
Check out the big brain on Ronald.
Right. Maravar, are you doing anything different?
Sorry, give me
Yeah,
one moment.
if he's going to be hanging around in the tower for a while, I'm going to go into town and check on my important locations. So I want to get more pipe smoke. I want to get me some honey cakes, and then I'll head up to the Druid Circle.
Okay. As you're heading into town, Lucky, are you following Maravar and Austin, or are you hanging back at the tower in the hopes to find some way to get your item identified?
Sorry, just a quick out-of-game question.
Yep.
I feel like I've been robbed since I last played by someone with sticky fingers, because I'm a lot more poor than I remember being.
No,
Yeah,
no
money.
one could gain access to your character sheet except for you.
Well, then what have I done? I hope I wasn't keeping track on a notepad.
I don't know.
I've formatted my PC. Alright, that's alright.
Oh
I can
wow,
live with being poor.
that's
But in
very,
that casino,
very
you
unfortunate.
That's probably where your money went.
Actually, I'll double check my laptop because I do have that sitting around. But for now, I'll follow along with the crowd.
Okay, right, yeah. Okay, Maravar, you've got Lucky and Austin. Austin? I keep on forgetting.
Do they want to
Orson.
smoke?
Orson. No. Although Orson is interested in the honey cakes. He says he needs to go and check out his church. He'll catch up with you either at the honey cake shop or at the Druid Circle. So just you and Lucky moving through the town. The pipe shop. The pipe shop is closed. The honey shop is closed, but the woman there is preparing some food. She looks at you and says, "Oh, sorry, Maravar, I can't help you right now. I'm getting some food ready for the soldiers and the people who defended the town. Where were you? We needed you."
I was way off down the Western Road. What is it that happens? Is there anything I can help with?
And then she gives you the story about how the town was attacked late a couple of nights ago. She believes it was the raiders from the north. They brought with them some sort of evil dark magic who they started to use. Then the Magus, i.e. Clem's mentor, started to repel them, and that's when they set off their dark magic, which destroyed and captured him somehow. And then they left.
I left
Yes,
by land or sea?
by their boats.
By their boats. Is there any plan on going after them?
Well, not really. The town's just basically trying to get back to normal and trying to. They lost a whole lot. They lost about 3/4 of their soldiery. The Baron is hospitalised basically in his small castle nearby. Yeah, it was pretty bad. They got as far as the first bridge basically. On land, the invaders, so there's lots of damage all around those areas. Yeah, so it was a battle that raged on for about 3 or 4 hours on land.
Wow.
Yeah. And so as she's leaving, she sort of pulls out a quick little cake. Here, have one for the road, she says, and she hands you a honey cake.
Ooh, thank you. And I'll follow her and then go find out whatever I can help with in town.
Okay, so eventually you meet up with the sheriff, who recognises you, who gives you the same question. What did you, well, he doesn't, because he knows you were going down that way. What did you find out? Where's Nuri?
Nuri's had to go back to the elves. Went back with the elves, not too sure what's happening there. We ran across some trolls down the road, but we didn't really find out much.
Well, as you can tell, we've had our own little business and troubles.
Yes, I wish we had have stayed. Is there anything I can help with?
Have you got any curative magic?
I believe I do actually now. Hold on.
Okay, takes you to the worst affected.
Yes.
I don't know how much curative magic you've got.
I have 1 cure light wound. Wait, I need to look up. I've got at least 1. I don't know how many spells I can cast.
Okay. What's your wisdom?
14.
Yeah. So I think you're only going to get extra first level spells, no second level, with a 14.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you put to business trying to help them with your either your curative magic or your herbology skills, your sort of
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. Helping.
Guessing the other
your
druids are
people.
here as well.
Yep. Also, Orson eventually shows up. He's also helping as much as he can heal people, or you know, you guys are busy. He finally gets to come over and says, well, big news. My temple stopped them at the door. Unfortunately, the other temple weren't as successful, and they took a lot of damage, and they lost one of their younger clerics.
That's not good.
Hmm.
Thankfully, your temple managed to stop them.
Well, yes, of course. But he moves away from that moment where he's got to prove that his temple's better than the other temple, and gets on with his work. Lucky, you're sort of trailing behind, nothing else much is happening, except you come across this young, no, not young, mature gnome. And there's something about him that rings familiar, you're not quite sure, and then you see it. He's tried to pocket somebody.
He's
Yeah.
Does anyone? Can I just see if anyone else has noticed?
As far as you can tell, no one else has noticed.
Mm,
People are
Who was-
much too busy taking care of other stuff, doing other things.
When you say somebody, who do you mean?
Probably one of the guards that's busy doing some other stuff.
Curiosity. It's been a little while. Is that the done thing by the Thieves Guild in this town?
Hell no, he must be new, or he must have just arrived in the town.
Yeah. All right. No worries. Is there anything distinguishable about him?
He's a gnome.
Is that actually?
No, in
That's-
town.
Yeah, that's pretty distinguishable. He is the only gnome.
Well, whistling a happy tune. I think I'm gonna take my leave, and I'm actually just going to wander over to one of the old thieves' haunts.
Okay. You make a connection. What is it you want to do?
Just thought you fine chaps might want to know you've got someone kind of breaking the thieves. What do you got? Like thieves' code, thieves' rulebook, thieves.
Thieves Kent, you're talking in.
Thieves can. Yeah, you've got people upsetting the balance of peace in your town. Must be a traveling thief. And I basically try exchange a bit of information for a bit of coin for my due diligence.
Okay. They're probably not going to give you coin, but they definitely say thank you, and we know you're not associated with our guild yet, but if you ever want membership, look after us, we look after you.
Yeah, I also forget. I do recall I pay my taxes should I be looking into work, but what's the dues to actually get in?
Well, basically, any job you undertake, it's a 10% cut.
Yeah. I believe I'll be doing that to pay my respects and stay out of trouble anyway, right?
Yeah, would be a good idea.
Yeah. I'll keep these in mind if I get to it. Actually, I will inquire if there's any kind of easy jobs going around.
There's lots of people who need people just helping. No one's paying. They're just trying to get the township up and running again.
Okay, so it's probably a bad time for thievery.
You could, but you're probably going to get really heavily penalised. The thieves that are established in this town do suggest that you just keep hands off for the moment.
All right.
And you might want to just make mention of that to this travelling thief, because we don't need to take the heat for their business.
Yeah.
And if you
No
don't,
worries.
so can you describe him to them?
Have you ever seen a gnome before?
Yep.
He looks like a gnome.
Okay. We'll watch out for him.
At that point, shaking my flask and realizing it's very empty, I'll probably just try to scooch past a haberdashery of some sort and see if any shops are still in business.
There's shops that are open, but they are tending not to like sell stuff. It's more on a who needs what sort of basis at the moment.
Well, given my best hard-working impression, looking like I've just been, manual laboring for a while.
Okay, so you rub a bit of dirt on your cheek.
Yeah, not on the clothes, but on the cheek. I kind of hobble over and hard day's work needs a ice cold beer, basically. Try to look very busy and just grab some food and drink and walk back like I've got somewhere to go.
Okay, so you'll get a sort of a half pint of some warm ale and some cheese dipped in some sort of stew, and so someone's just handing some of that out to people who are doing the work.
Yeah, and now it's after help Thingamabob with his doodads, and I'll walk off very importantly.
Okay. Rightio, young Whistlethink, you've just flown into town. You came in right at the end of the fight, basically. So, Whistlethink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You've just been travelling and you decided to head to Erie Road.
So yeah, I will. Being a thief of second level, I would know that there might be a guild in town. So after my failed attempt at picking the pocket of the guard,
You were successful, but all you got was some lint.
oh joy!
Yeah.
All right, I make another roll to put it back.
How kind
No,
of
I'm
you.
just joking.
Yeah.
No, but after that,
Tap this guard on the soldier. Excuse me, drop this.
Yeah. No, I'll go to one of the local taverns if it's open, and
Okay.
I'll just try, seeing if there's anyone that might be receptive to a little cant, and try to find out some information about the Thieves Guild.
Okay, can you give me a... Let me think about this one. A 1d20 roll, please.
Yep. Just a second.
Yeah. I'm going to bring you in soon, Douglas.
15.
15.
Oh, no problem. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. There's no one obvious at the moment making any moves. Either they are very, very skilled here, if they're doing any business, or there's just no one present. Although there is one guy that sort of just settled in. He's vaguely familiar for some reason. Just settled in. He's got some really fancy clothes on and this really, really impressive hat. It's a
Really
slightly
impressive. What?
impressive hat. It's slightly at odds with his clothes, but it's impressive. Lovely big hat with a lovely big huge feather in it or something. But yeah, so that's where you're at the
What
moment.
is he wearing for weapons and armor?
Well, what are you wearing for weapons and armor?
Yeah, I keep my good lucks about me. It's just plain clothes.
Yep. And weapon?
Lucky you don't need that. Nothing that anybody can see.
Okay. Rightio. He seems to be a dandy.
Basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll go up to this guy.
Yep.
Say, hey, good sir, how are you doing today?
I'll actually give him a bit of a knowing like kind of smile, but I was like, I'm feeling pretty lucky. How about you, good sir?
I'm good. I'm new to town. I thought maybe you might be able to give me some information about how things work here.
That's right. Yeah, what can I do you for?
Well, I don't know. I was just wondering if you know anywhere I can find some work. I've come from a long distance away, and I can see that the town has just been attacked. Maybe they're hiring for guards or something.
Thingamabob's kind of got all the help he needs with his doodads, but I'm sure you could find some labor here and there, mate.
See, well, you've got a pretty nice hat. Did you buy that recently?
That's another story for another day, but if you want to buy me a drink, maybe we've got time.
That's a tempting offer. I don't drink, but yeah, just a second. Let me go up to the barkeep. All right, I'll go get a ale for my companion here.
Rightio. Okay, we're just going to say it's like, 3 copper pieces.
Sure, so I'll throw down a silver.
Whoa.
And would the gnome need to do a strength feat to lift it?
No, he's not quite that bad.
Remember,
That's
silver
only-
has the
that's only
value
if I
of a gold
warrior hat.
coin.
Yeah. Sorry, Michael?
No, wait. Gold is a silver and silver is a gold?
Gold
No,
is,
no, no.
Okay, so I threw
Gold is a silver.
A silver coin that you just threw down is the equivalent of 1 gold
Yeah.
in normal
Okay,
games.
no. I throw down a gold piece then. I'm sorry.
Wait,
A real
gold
gold
piece.
piece. That's worth shitloads.
Okay, I'm getting really confused now.
You throw
Okay.
down a copper,
Okay.
it goes gold. It goes silver, copper, tin, instead of gold, silver, copper.
All of the monetary values,
Yeah.
step them up 1. So gold is worth more.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
10
What,
copper.
what are the equivalents, by the way?
Sorry.
The equivalents? How many tin are in a copper? How many
it's
copper in a
tens.
tin?
It's all tens. So
does that
10
mean 3 copper
Okay.
for an ale is the world's greatest ale? I'm curious.
It's a pretty good ale, but so it's
Nice.
10 tin to a copper, 10 copper to a silver, 10 silver to a gold, 10 gold to a
So-
platinum.
I'm just gonna say that I have 3 copper and I put it on the bar.
Okay, well that's really expensive copper. So, expensive drink. So, yeah, 3 copper will be 3 silver. Yeah. So that's fine. Doug, you are have been called in by the rural sheriff. Now there's 2 sheriffs that operate in Erie. One that takes care of the rural stuff, which you've been associated with, and then one that takes care of the town and the harbour. So you've been informed that you have to head into the town. There's been an attack, so you sort of finally arrived here, and you sort of are coming in, and so the sheriff is sort of trying to get any information you might have had about travelling. You haven't seen anything untoward in the lands that you've sort of travelled around. There's been no indication of any attackers or invaders anywhere else, but basically he just wants your strong arm and your good eye and your particular skill set in town at the moment. He says he's got a group in mind that he wants to attach you to, but he needs to talk to the group's leader and he hasn't seen her yet. So he just got you moving around. You can see various people, they're still recovering, like you've got some clerics and a really funny old guy who's a half-elf, really tall for a half-elf, long white beard, and I think he has a bird living in his hair, I'm not sure. Is that right, Lincoln?
2 birds.
2 birds, sorry. Yeah, so and then you realise it's a guy called Maravar, who's a druid who you've known of. He's held in quite some esteem in the crowds in the circles that you travel, although you've never actually interacted with them personally, but you believe this to be Maravar. So you might want to start up a conversation or not, it's entirely up to you. So what do you want to do next, Douglas? Smokey?
No, I chose Brennan,
Brendan. Okay.
which basically says is son of the Raven. So
Okay, cool. Brendan it is. I'll change his name for you in the
now I
character
have a couple of questions I'd like to ask.
Yeah.
The map shows that are on a waterway. Is this a river, lake, ocean?
sheet. If you move the slider scale right to the bottom, you'll see the whole city.
Right, but still
Yeah.
showing a bay. But
Yeah,
is that a
it's
river, a
Rilling
lake,
Bay. No, that is the ocean there.
ocean? Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was checking. Okay, so they left on an ocean voyage down either
So,
one way or
yeah.
the other or straight
Sorry.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, So I didn't know if it was river or lake or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
that way is north. I've got it on the map. I'll bring
Okay,
it in
good.
soon. But that way is north.
Yeah, that's good
So
too. All right.
The group had headed down south on the west road, They've also done some adventuring up over here off the map, which they can tell you later on when they get a chance to. But the place up over there had a river attached, and they were trying to find out a river, not this one, but a river that was somewhere down south, so they could try to track it back up, because they had some questions.
So-
and things.
Just some previous information that I would have probably gleaned from the constable
Yep.
earlier.
Sure.
Which way did the guys go? Did they get in boats and head north? Get in boats, head south?
The boats came in from this way, and the boats headed up,
Straight out from open ocean.
Yeah,
Okay.
and headed out that way, but slightly to the north. These guys,
Okay,
the
so they
group was always on the land. Yeah.
So they head northeast.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah, northeast. So you do know that north of your position, up quite a distance, there are raiders, similar to Vikings, but they never come this far
Well, that
south.
was my next question.
Yeah.
Was this more of a raid? Or did they hit a
This-
specific spot?
The sheriff said this felt different. He's experienced a raid in another town. They brought in some sort of black magic, and he's never experienced that before. And if he was a guessing man, which he isn't, he would guess that their actual target wasn't the town. It was the magician's, the Magus's tower.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. What locations they hit? Okay, so
Oh,
this
that-
here.
Yeah, they hit the tower. They hit all along up to about here. They got inside, and they got all the way up to the first bridge. Not so much here, but they got a beach head there, but most of the damage is on this side and behind the set of walls, because that is lower to the coast.
Okay, just as a question, because I'm curious, if I highlight the map with purple like this, do you see it?
Nope. But if you, what you do is if you pick the pointer at the top right left,
Right.
and then you hold your mouse down, you should ping the map. There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, I was doing that, but I was stretching it, and it was kind of coloring everything in purple. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that works for me. Okay. Well, then after my conversation with these, I really would want to check out the temple, the mage's or tower, before we really head out to do anything.
Okay. Well, you can travel up there. That's all cool. But you've got.
Well, I'd want to do that after we have this conversation.
Okay. Rightio. Well, you walk up Maravar. You see this fine young human straight up to you.
Yes.
Oh,
Have I
am
finished
young,
with the
aren't I?
people,
About
or am I
21.
still? Because I'll just be mixing herbs into the. Was it the Marrywort? Marrymallow.
Marrymallow. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Making that into a paste for rubbing on people.
Okay. So you can see him doing some herbology, sort of ministering to the sick and ill.
And smoking.
And he has he always has his pipe in his mouth, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yep. So, Brennan, whatever you want to do when you walk up to him.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just to get a little bit more information, where are we at on the exact?
Oh, on the map, you're still somewhere in this sort of side here somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're outside. We're not inside of a
Yep,
building. or
yeah,
anything.
you're outside. The buildings here, there's been lots of buildings damaged by fire. Some have fallen in. The only sort of lucky thing is that they destroyed part of the boatyard, some of the like freight sheds and stuff that they keep freight or cargo in, and other bits and pieces. So they didn't, apart from the church, the boatyard is important, of course, but apart from the church, they didn't really hit anything of any majorness. It was probably, you don't know, but you could assume, you're not really a city person, but you could assume that it was more a distraction. It's that sort of thing that you might do, because they didn't attack the keep. So the keep is right here. They did not go, they did some attack there, but they didn't focus their attack there.
Okay. And was I introduced to the druid, or I just see
No.
him?
You just see him, and you just suddenly realise who it could be.
Okay.
Just for a description of me, I'm about 5'5", leather armor. I've got a dark green cloak, long golden hair, and I've got a couple of songbirds that are either in my hair or just hanging around and singing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The pipe.
In the pipe.
I go up. Now he's administering to a few people that are sitting there on the.
Yep.
Okay. I kind of get down next to him. I'm actually a rather large individual.
Mm-hmm.
I changed some of my physical stats. Is that okay?
It depends, because they were adjusted by your strength.
Oh no! I just wanted to be like a little taller, like 6'3".
Oh, physical. That's no problem.
With my strength and being 6'3", I would probably be around 250 pounds. I wouldn't be 200.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm a rather big guy.
Yeah.
And I kind of look at some of the peasants, or I mean, I'm not exactly sure these.
So some of them are sea dwellers, some of them are soldiery, and some of them have been called in, conscripted for the attack. So yeah,
So I basically kind of squat down, try to do an inspection on some of the people. I would assume I have basic healing skills, just bandaging wounds, that sort of thing.
And
maybe using
being
some
ranger,
herbs.
You would have some familiarity, so you'll identify the mellow. Is it Merry Mellow or Mellow Wart you're using, Maravar?
Merry Mellow.
Merry Mellow. So you'd know what that is. And
That's what I was thinking. So I mean, I basically kind of start giving him a hand and look up at him and say, "Do you need a hand?"
Right. And you probably so Merry Mellow. Which one is that? Sorry, Lincoln. What does that one do?
It's you eat it to sleep, or it's a balm for skin complaints, and it also numbs the area.
Right. So you'd probably know this. So you'd probably be carrying some of your own. So yeah, so you can look up and ask him, do you need any help? You might have your own Merry Mellow in your hand, I don't know.
Well, also for burns, I mean, there are a lot of different herbs for burns, scrapes, infection. I'm actually a bit of an herbologist myself, so I know quite a bit about.
Cool.
Yeah, most definitely. I've already dealt with these people. All of these people need doing. The worst ones have already been dealt with, so we're just dealing with the lesser injuries at the moment.
All right. Well, I offer my hand and say, Brennan.
Kind of rub my hands off on me. Marva. Let's get straight back into it.
So I start pulling out bandages and cloth if I need to, and start giving him a hand, helping some of the people that are there.
Cool. Radio.
Maybe start up a conversation with him about some of the stuff that he's been doing lately, and what does he think about the attack that was going on.
Okay. So
basically minor chit chat, not really something we have to role play.
Still pumping for a little bit of information, which is cool. I'll just switch back to the inn. Okay, Michael. Sorry. Whistlethink, you're moving over to your newfound friend with your half a pint of ale.
Yep. I go to the table and I sit down and put it on the table and say, "Here you go, buddy. Drink it all. It's good for you."
Will, are you there?
Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. I'm being ambushed.
Okay, you do that. I'll quickly switch over to Clem. Any thoughts?
Yeah. So I'll approach Ronald.
Yep.
And I'll say, look, mate. I know we got our differences and stuff, but this is a particularly compelling set of events that I think we need to just put our differences aside. You are the better mage. That is why you are in charge of the mage tower with the boss gone. But I'm going to need your help. We need to access his chamber. I think there's something in there that's going to help me go find him. And I've got a particular set of mates that can help me out.
Okay, hang on. I'm just doing a little. Let's see how he reacts to he's he's obviously puffs up a bit when you say to him that you are the better mage and all that sort of stuff. So that's definitely fed in your favour. So he says, well, we both know of some of the things in the chamber, but you know and I know that we don't know how to get into it. So what do you propose?
Oh, with your slightly superior intellect combined with my intellect, I'm pretty sure we can nut this out.
We could certainly use access to that chamber. It would make a lot of
Yes.
things around here easier.
Yes. What do you say?
He goes, oh, you've got to ruin the moment, don't you? He says, without looking, almost snarling at your hand outstretched, he gets a cloth, wraps his hand, and then shakes your hand, and then disposes of the cloth. He says, fine. Rodeo, and he talks to the two apprentices, say, right, I want you to go and gather these books, if we still have them. So they go in, so you sort of gain access to the rest of the tower. You can see that they've taken out most of the library. Some of the library was saved. They've taken out part of the kitchen. They've also taken out the master's bed chamber. So they had a pretty good, if it was random, they got a lucky shot in taking out most of the library.
Magic did this?
Yes, he says you can... Oh, no, you can't cast a spell. He says, I cast Detect Magic and it was lingering. It was a type of dark magic that I've never encountered before.
Hey.
So, if you see any dark edges, be careful not to touch it. We had he looks at one of the apprentices, who then looks at his hand. You see a bandage on it, who had a rather rough encounter with the residual energy.
Noted.
Right, so you guys, they're going to go off and try to get books, and you're going to start reading them to see if you can find anything in that which would help. So I'm going to ask you for a roll in a second. Back to the tavern. No, not back to the tavern. Okay, back to the people healing. Oh no, you
Back
ready?
to the tavern. No. One sec, my mute button is just going all over the shop.
Okay, that's cool. So back to the tavern. Where you go?
I'm just sitting at a table wrapping my fingers at this point, right?
Yeah, and the gnome is coming over with a nice half a pint of ale by the looks of it.
No worries. Just a quick thing about Thieves' Kent, by the way.
Yep.
Is it a verbal thing or a hand
Yeah,
signal thing?
It's a set of verbal and hand sign type of conversation. Yeah.
All right.
Are you able to explain? You can't say complicated things, but you can explain.
You can
Concepts,
explain
isn't it?
things of a thiefly nature with them. You can't
Yeah.
talk about politics, but anything to do with
If you
thiefly
think
things.
about it as like the mafia,
Yeah.
so when the mafia says things like, hey, we got this guy that we need to take care of, and and it's a code that the other mafia guys know, but
Yeah.
cops don't know it. That's the idea.
Yeah.
So you're saying words and riddles that other people don't know, but you guys know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like a lingo, I mean,
Yeah.
in other words, we both speak common, we understand each other, but if we add Thieves' Cant, then it's just like we're adding maybe 100 to 200 extra words that regular people wouldn't know.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
but it only pertains to thiefly business.
Yep.
Yep.
As Whistle Thing gets close enough to the table with the drink, and when he puts it down on the table, presumably, I'm going to give him a big old toothy grin and try basically open with like a bit of a symbol or thing that kind of is Thieves' Cant, but followed that, I'm just going to speak regularly and say, somebody's been putting their hands in places they shouldn't be.
Okay.
So he speaks to me in Thieves' Cant?
Yep. And then he says somebody is putting their hands where they shouldn't be.
I kind of look a little surprised, and I respond in Thieves' Cant, and I say, Whoa, okay, sir. I didn't know you were that kind of person. Very interesting. Wow. And, maybe you can inform me a little bit more on those matters.
You're muted again, Will.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Feigning complete ignorance at that point and just still smiling, I'll be like, "So, what brings you to town, old chap?"
Oh, got ran out of the last town, so I thought I'd come here and try my luck. But, I don't want to do the same thing over again and get kicked out.
Sipping my drink, I'll just kind of be nodding, trying to get him to keep talking. He seems to
How about
like
you?
it.
What are you doing here? Are you a member of the guild?
What the Artisans Guild?
No, well, he would be talking in Thieves' Cant about that guild, so you know what he was meaning.
Just being difficult and feigning ignorance.
Right, yeah.
Well, I don't know about any artisans, but I'm just trying to do what's right. I'm just a young gnome, and I need to feed myself, and work is tough these days.
Oh, my heart bleeds for you, old chap. I think I can put in a good word for you down at the local constabulary if you'd like to get some extra labour and some bread and water.
I chuckle and I say, well, I'm much obliged, but not sure I want to work for the guards, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. And it probably is at this part that one of Lucky's children that he's spawned somewhere has come up to him and talking to him right now.
So at this point, I'll
was
stop.
hearing them in the background.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all
At this
cool.
point, I'll stop feigning ignorance and be like, "Yeah, I don't want to work with the guards, old friend, but it's a bit of a dangerous game to be working against them in a town you've just arrived in Thieves' Cant."
Say back, well, it's kind of like rolling the dice. You never know when your odds are going to come up in your favor or not, I mean, sometimes you got to face the danger to make the best reward.
I like their attitude, but I think it might be snake eyes for you.
It's about
Well-
this time you guys are interrupted. One of the guards walks up to you, Lucky, and he sees the sheriff needs to see you right away. And gather your group at the sheriff's office.
I will bloody tip my hat to him. Much obliged, friend. And I will look back to my friend and I'll down my drink and I'll say, keep your hands out of the pockets. This shouldn't be in Thieves' Cant, as long as the guard's not going to clue onto it, obviously.
Hey, you got me wrong, buddy. If you're working for the guards, I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, and then I don't know if this is thiefy enough, but I do want to say the only thing I work for is coin, old friend.
All right, enjoy your time with the captain.
Okay. So what do you do,
Be right back, guys.
Whistle think? Michael? Was it Michael going away or was it Douglas?
Oh no, I'm still here.
Oh, Michael. No, okay, so we'll head back over to the healing people. Okay, you guys have moved around. You've pretty much taken care of as much as you can. What sort of information do you want to share, Maravar, in your casual conversation?
Well, I wasn't here for the attack, so I can't really tell them much about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll answer any questions about the town, really. And that we've just been traveling around
Okay, I'm back.
Cool.
and
Hey,
hoping
just-
to help out the town or keep this area safe. Most likely we'll be heading off to try and figure out where our
Just
mage
as
is
a quick
gone.
question, how do I change my name on the player list so that you guys could see?
Doug, you want to go to the gearbox or the gear icon up at the top
Gotcha.
right?
I
Click
see it.
on that. Yep, display
Now is that a
name.
temporary thing or just here?
It's
You can change it whenever you want.
yeah, Yeah.
Okay.
and it says display name, and you change it in there, and then just exit out of there. Just click onto the chat window or whatever. It should change it. There we go.
But is that a temporary change, or does that change my actual account?
That stays this way in this game.
In this
yeah,
game,
when
gotcha.
you
Alright, so
launch
this is a
the
temporary.
game.
Fantastic. Okay.
If you go back to your profile and roll 20, it'll have your regular name.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Marivar, I want to take a look at that Mage's Tower that the constable told me about. Do you have any friends or know anybody who can get me?
Get you into it? No. People can't go into it. It's a magic tower. I have no
It
idea
looks
how
like
you
a
get
building
into
with a
it.
hole in it to me.
I wouldn't go into it if I was you.
All the same, I'd like to check it out, see what happened. I'm supposed to be investigating this. I'd like to take a look at what they attacked.
You're more than welcome to go up there. Knock on the door. Definitely do not walk in without permission. Bad things possibly would happen.
What's the name of this
Don't
town
believe in
again?
all that mumbo jumbo.
Erewoad.
Erewoad. Okay.
Erewoad.
Like Irish or something?
Yeah, name is slightly influenced by that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow, it's got a stone circle. Cool.
That's there. The druid hasn't checked it out yet. Yes, you need to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to hang out most.
Yeah.
That's the next place I was going after, healing people.
Okay. So you two sort of have you sort of come to the end of your discussion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had mentioned that if they had any friends or anybody knew to help me get inside, but he didn't mention anybody, so I'm going to go ahead and head to the tower.
Okay, right out. So you head up there. Okay, back at the tavern, what is Whistlethink doing as he sees Lucky start to exit the tavern?
No, I'm a little confused at this point because, like, this guy started talking to me in Thieves' Cant, then he walks away with the sheriff. So, I'm thinking he's working for the guards or something.
That's okay.
I'm gonna leave the tavern and I'm just gonna go and see. Like you said, there were injured people, right?
Yep.
Just gonna go and see about these injured people and see if there's any way I can help them, bring them water or something like that.
Cool. Okay. So you're next to a half elf. He's a bit eccentric. He's got these two birds that seem to hang around him, and he's smoking a pipe. He's sort of finishing up. He seems
Say,
to
are
be
you the one in charge here?
Me? No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm new to town, and this town just got attacked, so I thought maybe I could help the sick and dying by bringing them water, something like that.
The best person to talk to for that, if you just wanted to help out, would be Epis. Look round. Epis's wife. Where's the honey cake lady?
Yeah, you find her. Yep.
All right. Oh, by the way,
ask her.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, before I do that, why do you have birds living in your beard?
I don't have a beard.
Oh, your hair. Then I'm sorry.
Because they live there.
But like, isn't that uncomfortable? I mean, do you feed them?
Of course I feed them.
But like, what if they poop in your hair?
They don't poop in my hair.
How do you know? Have you cleaned it?
Don't have nice, silky, soft hair like this without cleaning it.
Okay, I was
You
just
don't have
curious.
nice, silky, soft hair.
Never seen a man with birds living on his head. That's kind of weird. I mean, I guess that's all.
It
thanks,
is
sir.
who I am.
All right, I'll go over to this lady that is
Yep.
in charge of helping the people, and I'll just bring water to the dying people and stuff.
Okay, rightio. And she's handing out some lovely honey cakes, so you get one of those.
Nice.
Very nice cakes. And she gets talking to you. She feels sorry that you've come at such a horrible time. Do you have any relatives here?
I'm trying to meet people, but everyone seems to be brushing me off.
Well, I'm sorry, but yeah, we're just sort of recovering from an attack, obviously. But look, do you have somewhere to stay?
I was gonna stay in the tavern, but that costs money.
Right. Well, just in thanking you, if you're happy to work with me, we'll probably be working tonight, but you're more than happy to come home, and there's a place by the fire you can bunk down on if you want to. It's warm, it's dry, and I can promise you a
Surely,
really lovely
wow.
breakfast tomorrow.
Great, you're the first person to really help me. Thank you so much.
Well, you seem of a good sort, with a great soul and a helpful hand, so I appreciate that, she says.
Well, I appreciate your kindness. It's a hard quality to find nowadays.
It is. And she points to his Maravaz walking off. I notice you talking to him, so you obviously know he's a man of great qualities, if you get to know him.
Oh, he's got birds living in his head.
Oh, that Maravar, she says, that Maravar, he just is crazy like that.
Yeah, I told him the birds probably poop in his head, and he didn't
Oh
believe
no,
me.
she says, oh no, he washes his hair all the time, and I believe he can even talk to the animals, so they don't do that. They more or less...
Crazy?
No, I believe it's something to do with him being a druid.
Oh, he's one of those priests of nature. That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, she says, let's carry on. We've got other people to visit, so come with me.
Okay.
So she sort of takes you around several things, and it is quite late when you sort of get to her place. She can provide you with a blanket and a pillow and some basic sort of some sort of
Pajamas?
basic. Probably not pajamas, no. But I was thinking more like a pallet of some sort, some sort of say not on the floor. No. She introduces her to her husband, who seems to be quite affable.
Okay.
And they're both quite elderly, but quite spry. So you get to know them a little bit, and they get to know you a little bit. So the husband sort of asks you a little bit around sort of what sort of job he hears from his wife that you're looking to stay in the city. So while there's not much in the way of paid work, after that's finished, what sort of job can you hold?
Tell him that that I'm a wanderer, and that that basically, like, I help people with problems for money, that kind of thing. I explained to him how one time I had to go, kill a couple of goblins to get back a child that was kidnapped, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. And of course the woman is like, oh, that's so dangerous, you're so brave, and all that sort of stuff. The husband gives you that look like, are you for real? Sort of thing. He's not quite sure about your story, but she's
I wear a leather armor and I carry a short sword, buddy.
He just gives you that look. He says, well, then you're braver than I am, because I don't know if I'd be able to go and face goblins.
Does that make it a longsword for a gnome?
Pretty much, I think.
More like a lance, perhaps. But yeah, so he
called it a sword. We called it a butter knife.
Exactly. Yeah, an envelope opening knife. But yeah, so you spend quite a nice evening there, and I'm going to sort of leave that there for the moment. Just quickly over to Clem.
Yo.
Anything else you want to do? The young apprentices have sort of gathered what they can find. There's bits and pieces of book, there's pages, there's half-burnt treatises on various information and knowledge. It's not looking that great.
Okay, well, this is it sounding like we need a wizard montage as we work out how to get through this door.
Okay, it's a wizard montage.
Dun.
Okay, I'm going to ask you then to give me a 46 intelligence save, please.
Oh, lovely. Let me just...
Yahtzee!
Yep.
That
I
would
better
be
check
5.
I think I'm alright. I think I did that. Let me see.
Yep.
Yes, my intelligence is 15.
Okay. You get the idea perhaps to go and look in his room to see if there's any like keys or anything that could possibly be used as a key When he's gone in there, all he's ever done was he's placed his hand on the stone that then moves. So could it be that he's possessing something that gives him the power to, when a hand is placed there, does that do anything? You know what I mean?
Great idea. I'm in.
Okay.
I'm going to go and sack his room.
Well, it is a bit precarious because there's not an awful lot left of it, but you do have a look around, and I'm going to ask you to... you're a straight human, aren't you?
That is correct.
Yep. Okay, so this one's going to be another intelligence check, please, with a fair bit of penalty. Hope for a low number.
7?
Low. What's your intelligence?
15.
It's low enough. You find a false bottom to part of the bed that's still there, and from out of it there's a small oddly shaped stone. It's sort of roughly fashioned into the shape of possibly a dragon head or a drake head. You're not quite sure, but something of that nature it looks like to you. It's a mottled greeny purple stone you've never seen before. It could fit in your palm, so it's not huge, but it seems to weigh more than its size would suggest. So it's quite a dense material.
Oh. I will secret that away in my attire.
Mm-hmm.
And head back down to where Ronald and the apprentices are.
Okay. They're still going through, although Ronald is starting, you can see he's getting a bit frustrated, and he's taking a little bit out of it on the apprentices. That there's no obvious answer come to him or the apprentices or yourself at the moment. So he looks up and says, "Did you find anything?"
Not yet. May I suggest we take a break?
Might as well, he says.
Is there a way I can head down without him noticing where I'm
Yeah,
going?
you could easily do that. So you can
Right.
leave the room. There's a knock on the door, by the way.
Ooh. Somebody should get that.
Well, you can.
As I look at the apprentices.
One of them sort of rolls his eyes back. Okay, well, and he sort of walks off. The door opens up in front of you, Brennan. Doug.
It's just one of the apprentices at the door.
Well, you don't know, but it's a
Well, but is a
someone
young
looks
kid.
magic-y. Oh no, he's like late teenager, early adulthood sort of stuff. He looks magic. He's got one of those sort of robes sort of things on, that you expect them to wear. He's very typical. He says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Is the master in?
He gives you a stink eye look and says, "You're not serious, are you?"
What was the constable's name, or Constable Fife? Constable Fife sent me.
Right.
I was here to take a look around, see what the attackers were maybe trying to do to the tower.
Okay, one moment please. I'll go and get one of the more senior apprentices. And he closes the door. As you're sort of
He's gone.
moving
I
away,
kinda take a look
Clem,
around the tower. Are there any holes? I mean,
you could probably walk around the tower if you want to. You're gonna have to be careful.
well, I don't want to go too far away from the door, but
Yep.
you know,
sort of
I just
back
want
off
to
and have a
see
look
what's outside.
around. There's probably, with some careful moving, you could probably get around to the front of the tower. Clem, the apprentice comes. Look, there's someone at the door, and he wants to come in and ask about what happened to the master. I'm not going to go and ask Ronald. He's just in a furious mood right now. You need to deal with him. This is all to you,
Okay.
Clem. Yeah.
Oh, where did Ronald go? Did he go upstairs?
Oh, probably sitting on the shitter somewhere.
Okay, good. Just I'll go and have a chat to this person at the door. Yeah, do your best to avoid him and just keep him upstairs.
Fine.
I'll go to the door.
Right. Door opens and there's this other guy that comes out. He's a rather stern, quite tall looking human, I believe, Clem?
Yes, I'm not. I'm not the 250 pounds that this gentleman is, but I'm certainly quite tall, maybe just slightly shorter than him.
Right.
That's 6'2".
Yep.
Slim, 180 odd pounds. Bald, looks a little bit like.
I'm trying to find the picture I got for you guys. Yeah, keep going, keep going.
Looks a little bit like who can I liken him to? Could be mistaken for a Shaolin type monk.
Here he is. Okay. Oh no, I'll get the group.
I don't know. I haven't even seen the photo that you've got for.
I know. Sorry. Here's the group wordsman. Here's the wordsman. It's going to load up the picture so you can see the group roughly. Yep, keep going. Yep. So there's this tall human, young guy.
Yep.
Bit rough. You would say he's probably like a forester or something. You're not quite sure.
Well, that would I would recognise that, as I was a forester myself in a former life.
Yep. So let me just explain.
What can I do for you? What brings you our way?
I wanted to. I just wanted to take a look at the tower, see what the damage was that the attackers did, see if maybe I could figure out what they were after. And then I tell them Constable Fife sent me. Take a look around. I was just hoping to maybe talk to the master to find out what maybe they could have been after.
Right. Cool.
At this point, I'll step out.
Yep.
And I'll say, well, what was your name?
I'm Brennan. I'm sorry, and I go to give my hand as well.
I take that hand and I introduce myself as Clem Yoss. So the master's.
Sorry.
The master's not here, Brennan. Quite puzzling. Apparently taken by the raiders. So I'm currently sorting a couple of things, and then I'm going to gather a group of friends I have with a particular set of skills, and we will find them after we get a boat.
Well, Constable Fife was hoping I could come up with some information and maybe track them down as well.
Well, then it seems like we have a similar mission.
It does at that. What kind of damage is in the on the building?
Well, let's take a walk around. Unfortunately, at this stage, I can't get you in. As a non-magic user, bad things happen when you walk inside the tower. We're still working on our diversification policy, but that's some time away.
Considering the personal rights, it's not there at the moment.
Yeah,
yep, cool.
But
so,
I'm happy to walk you around the outside. The damage is extensive, as you'll soon see.
Right, cool. So just for the everyone, so the guy on the left is Orson the cleric. Then you've got who is that person? Oh, that was going to be the ranger. Then you've got Maravar, then you've got Lucky, and then you've got Clem. So, bit of visualization. So that might be you, Douglas, the ranger, next to Orson. And I'll have to get a picture for the gnome. Okay.
Which picture is the ranger?
Oh, it should be in the Roll20. The ranger's the second one from the left.
Second from the left.
With the
okay.
bird.
Leaning on the barrel. Leaning on the
So
barrel.
left the bird.
Left of the bird, yeah, that's Maravar.
Oh yeah, he's way too good looking.
Okay, put some scars on him. I don't know, scuff him up a bit, have some more strangly hair.
I gotta scuff him up a whole lot with a charisma 7.
Okay. That's all cool. So anyway,
Hey,
that's
mine. Yeah, same as mine.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
I thought this was a high charisma group.
Yeah, no, Nuri tended to do that. She had the high charisma.
I'll also warn
It
Brandon
made it
about
15.
the likelihood that the damage was caused by black magic of a type we've not seen the raiders use, and not to touch particular.
Right. Cool. You guys keep on moving around. Back to Maravar.
Just as a quick aside, how heavy is magic in your?
They're finding out as they go.
Well, I meant do the common people believe in magic, or
yes.
is magic everybody knows it?
The magic users are about. They tend to be a slightly secretive bunch, as you can tell by the how the hell do we get into this tower thing. Lucky, yes.
Maybe a little bit of mistrust.
Yeah, well,
Well, I was just wondering if I would
secrecy.
even believe in magic, if I think it's just superstitious.
oh no, you've seen magic. You've seen arcane as well as what's the other one? God.
Okay, so
Fine.
it is
Divine.
pretty predominant.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Magic.
fine.
And druidic as
It's
well.
part of the background. It is definitely different. In the kingdom that you're in, and I've forgotten the name of it. I've got the map, but it's not illegal or anything. Necromancy is about the only shunned magic.
Hey, people should be able to raise a family any way they want.
yeah, it's that diversification policy that Clem was talking about.
That's
Still not
right.
there.
I'm
Yeah.
all for that diversification.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so Maravar, are you doing anything apart from heading off to the circle?
No, just head off to the circle,
Okay.
see if anyone's there. I'll try and get information out of them in regards to another description of what happened, and if anyone knows where they went off to, if anyone's spoken to any of the local birds to find out where they came from.
Yep. So do you have talk to animals yet, or do you have a spell for
That's a
that?
level 1 spell, so I need to use it. I'll have to wait until tomorrow
Okay.
to use it.
Cool. Okay. Right.
Yeah, I'll talk to
Okay,
the
so
seagulls.
there's really no one at the circle at the moment. You have seen that some people have left some sacrifices in the circle, so obviously people who are of the faith have been doing their little bit around that at the moment, but that's about the only thing you notice. Back to Lucky, what are you doing?
Who was our group treasurer?
I believe it was Orson,
Yep.
the priest.
Is he not here?
No.
Andy's not here, no, and but his character is. He's
Alright,
been about helping people.
I'll be looking at him trying to get up to a small advance on whatever our next payday is.
He says he's kind of busy right now.
Never too busy for old Lucky. What is he actually doing, by the way? I've missed a bunch, I think.
Oh,
He's
no,
in this
Orson.
church.
He's just been to his church. He's now out helping people, basically. That's it, really.
I'll try to bargain with his priestly nature and offer labour. I'll help for half an hour or something.
Begrudgingly.
Okay, he says, well, begrudgingly, I'll give you the market rate for that.
Come on, man! It's group money here.
Why do
Group
you need
money.
the money?
Because I was robbed.
When were you robbed?
Sometime between now and early September.
Right, he says, well, there's this little thing that I don't want to say out too loud, but that makes you a lousy thief.
Nah. I don't define myself by my calling.
That's good, he says. Also, it's kind of slippery, but anyway. How much do you need?
How much is the going rate to get a spell cast in general? Because I want to haggle, but
Depends on the
Holy shit.
just like a level 1 spell.
spell. Depends on the spell.
Identifier.
Okay, so you probably run about 100 silver.
100 silver
Plus a pearl.
Mm,
plus a pearl. Jesus. Never mind that then.
Is it a pearl that's worth 100 gold as well, Steve?
I think so. That's why it's 100. Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have to pay the 100 and the pearl.
Well, the 100 is for the pearl.
Yeah.
Break a bit off.
100 silver for a pearl. Alright. Never mind. I just need some money for lodging, some food.
Right. Well, okay. You can help over there for half an hour, and I might be considering to give you some drinking money.
Excellent. I will do so very much the way you expected Dandy to do labour, if that's what he's asked me to do.
Right. Very badly.
More in the way than anything else, and also very loud.
Right. After the half hour, Olsen comes over and he gives you a copper piece and said, "That's how much drink you've deserved."
Yeah. Do you want me to stay and help for longer?
He says, and then a guard approaches, and it's the same guard, and he says, "Why haven't you reported?"
Shit, wasn't I on the way there earlier?
He said, "I told you need to go report to the sheriff."
Slipped my mind, I'm on the way. So I'll take my
No, both of you. He wants to see your whole group.
Alright.
Okay. Just doing one last thing, and then we'll close it for the night. So back at the tower.
We're all back at the tower.
No, just
Yep.
Clem and with Brennan.
I'm gonna take off for the night
Okay,
then,
matey.
Steve, because I'm
Catch you next
absolutely
week with the
knackered.
slippers.
Yep, hopefully I'll be able to make it.
Sweet.
Start work again
Okay.
as of tomorrow night, so don't know.
Cool. Well, depends on the weather, I guess.
Yep. Oh, I'll
Thank you.
catch you guys later.
See you later.
Adam,
Yep. So just before we finish, Clem and Brennan,
yes.
you're moving around to the
Yeah,
front.
I'm still here. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're moving around to the front. So what you're faced with, Brennan, is that there is a goodly chunk around about 25 feet. There's a gaping hole. It's taken out around about 10-15 feet internal walls and ceiling. The rock looks really weird. It
Don't
doesn't
touch
look,
it.
It doesn't look like you've never actually seen. Like, you've seen rock that's split in half. You've seen rock slides. You've seen also, how rock breaks. This doesn't look like anything you've seen. If anything, it looks like slightly rounded and sort of soft or puffy, if that's the right word to sort of describe it. Almost as if it's like cotton or something. It's weird.
So, so this is weird, and all we've been able to figure out so far is that it's black magic, and that you shouldn't
How far off
touch
the
it.
ground is it?
It
A
basically,
wee ways.
yeah, it's around about 5 feet off the bottom of the hole.
No, I'm sorry. The hole itself. How far around is it?
Yeah, it's around about 25 feet across and high.
Okay, so it's higher up in the air. Okay, how high in the air is it?
Well, it starts at the 5 feet off the ground, and then it would go up 25 feet. And it's
Okay,
roughly a
so it's 5
circle.
feet off the ground. Okay, so then that's fine. Are there any bushes or any trees or anything nearby?
No. There's a very small promontory, a cliff that just falls down around about 150 feet. That
Okay,
doesn't seem to be
I'll-
touched at all, unless you want to have a check for tracks or anything.
No, but I'll pull my quarterstaff out,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to just tap the stone, the puffy parts. Is it still soft? Is it
seems-
still rock hard?
it
Does it look
just-
like it's melted?
It just seems to crumble, and then you sort of reveal what you'd consider normal rock, like a face or something. But
Okay,
it's
so
almost
the
like it turns to
puffiness
sand.
is crumbling, but then it crumbles to the normal rock.
Hmm. Yep.
It's going to take us a little
Clem,
bit of
do you have a
time
glass
to work
jar or
out.
anything?
Not on me, but I could could go inside and find one.
No, I'm just thinking your master might want some samples of this when he get back. Who knows if the rain, time, whatever might get rid of that. You might want to collect some for him when he gets back.
That's a good point. I'll do that.
Okay.
But the only way he's getting back is if I find him.
Well, you said he was gone. You didn't say he was
Yeah.
taken. They took him?
They took him.
So now I have hostages. Great.
Hmm.
So the
Well,
hole, where
friend-
does it...
Well, friend, it seems like you're coming with me.
So the hole itself,
Mhm.
it leads into
Um,
bedroom? Storage room?
there's three sort
Multiple
of rooms
floors.
that opens up to. One that would appear to be some sort of bed chamber on one side, and on the other side probably a kitchen of some sort. But the main area, there seems to be some desk chairs and some remains of books and scrolls.
So that was the library, that was the Archmage's chamber, and that was where the apprentices prepare my supper.
Your wards, are they on the door? The walls?
A ward is primarily on the door, but there is now a ward over this gaping hole.
And you're aware, I don't know if you want to share it though, but you're aware there is a charm placed over the whole building by the master,
I'm not, yeah,
which
gotta
makes
keep
it,
some things secret.
that's okay, yeah.
Which makes it
Does
looks
the
like
whole-
a tower, but inside it's the TARDIS.
Exactly.
It's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
The hole, does it look like it was blasted in or blasted out?
That's the weird thing. It's almost as if something took a bite.
Gone, there's
It
no
was It
rubble.
was the Tarrasque.
I just saw a Facebook page on that. That was really
Tarrasques.
Anyway.
Tarrasques are a formidable, extremely scary. I've only ever threatened
Well,
to use
they-
one once.
They had mentioned that dinosaurs and lizards and stuff have spikes on their back and stuff to protect them from being bit from larger predators.
Yeah.
Okay, the Tarrasque has got spikes on its back. What the fuck is eating Tarrasque, man? That scares me.
Play an astral dreadnought.
What is a predator to a Tarrasque? It's got to be some space lizard or something that comes down and just eats the whole planet.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm digressing. But I can't tell the direction specifically from.
Out to sea, basically.
Hmm.
And you wouldn't put it. Hang on, just let me get the arrow thing.
So this
You
looks like
wouldn't-
it
you
might have
wouldn't put it
exploded
this
out,
way.
but there's no rubble.
Oh no, just like something's bitten it. The sort of the angle of stuff would put it more over here somewhere. As
I turn
opposed
to Clem and
straight
say,
out.
"You realize this is a bite."
Hmm.
When did this happen?
Look, to be
Nighttime?
honest, this is the first time I've observed it from the outside. It's a very different perception from the inside looking out.
When did this happen? Was it a nighttime, daytime?
As far as you both are aware, this happened about 3 hours into the attack, and the attack happened in the sort of midnight, before midnight, but it's sort of in the mid hours of the evening. So not in the early parts of the morning. So
And
they
did the
sort of-
apprentices see anything? Did any of them see or hear anything?
They didn't see anything. All we know is it's some form of black magic, perhaps some form of summoning.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Or something came out of the water. It's awful close to the water.
But it is 150 feet above the water, so it had to be a very big something.
Well, or come out of the water.
Yep.
I mean, something can walk 150 feet, no problem.
Mhm.
Or slither, one or the other. Okay, well that's basically all for now. I just wanted to get more information.
Cool.
No,
Okay.
wait a minute. What is the center building or room? Like the
Sorry?
library you said was on one side, there was a kitchen on the other. What was the center?
The Archmage's chamber.
So that would be his working chamber, not his bed chamber.
So apparently there was something in there they were after.
Possibly.
Do you know what he keeps
Possibly.
in that room?
Possibly the Archmage himself. No, he's pretty private. Just some personal effects. I've had a look through there. There wasn't anything really much left, to be fair.
Which is truthful but not. Good,
Well, I
good
was just
magic
about to
user.
say maybe a different eye might take a different look.
Getting him in is going to be the hard part.
Yeah, and there's a problem with that.
Didn't
Well,
you say that only magic
anything-
users could get in?
anything that he felt was significant and didn't want other people to get, he had some way of storing it in a different plane. I don't understand that part yet.
I understand even less than you do about.
What you can
So-
try, what Brandon can try, is to looking inside. If you want to give me a 46 roll under his intelligence.
Like that?
Not quite, unless his intelligence is 18 or 19.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
is
but
that
like
the way?
that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so that worked. All right.
Yep, yep. Unfortunately,
No, my intelligence is
he
14.
doesn't see anything too obvious that he could say, ah, look at that sort of thing. So
I will get the apprentices to take an inventory, and we'll find out soon enough whether there's anything interesting that may be missing. But at this stage, anything of value or significant magical use he kept outside of his chamber.
okay,
You said it wasn't his bed chamber. What chamber?
is the
Like
bed
a-
chamber is to the left. The other chamber inside, past the library, would have been his working chamber.
Like a study type
Yeah.
chamber.
Working chamber?
Yeah,
Like a lab?
Like
kind
a
of.
study type thing, yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty then, gentlemen. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna